So I'm pretty certain I just sent out the last pair of Baskett pegs, V1 editions. This is one of my own personal ones, fully solid. It's one piece peg. That's one of mine. It's been used and abused. But there is a V2 version. So that is what we're now playing with. The Baskett pegs is now a two-piece peg setup. So you've got the peg, as you see, it's quite a big hole. The idea is we have a 14mm converter washer, we have a 10mm converter washer. Depending on what peg, what size drilling you're putting it on, you just drop the washer inside the peg, it locates in the back of the peg, and you clamp it to the bike. So yeah, I don't want to be banging on, ranting away, but that is literally the simple design. It's kind of like the plastic pegs. You know, you get the plastic sleeve with a little metal inner core. That washer, solid steel, literally sits perfectly in the back of the peg. And the idea about it, a lot of people in the past have said, can I have all the pegs in 14mm drillings, so if the back wears out, I can then put it on the front and vice versa. But the issue with that, if you put a 14mm peg on a 10mm axle, you get a lot of play. With this idea, you don't. I mean, you can swap the pegs round willy-nilly how you want, just by swapping the washers. You can turn a 14mm peg into a 10mm peg, just by changing the washers. But literally, I've literally come up with this prototype in the last 2 days. Does the design work? I think it does. I haven't actually used them yet. So the idea is, I got to heat up a pair of pegs. I got to give a pair of pegs to someone, let them ride them, film it, so I'm not biased. I mean, I could go and ride them, use them, but then people will start saying, oh, you're a bit biased, you're not landing that hard, so I will do some grinding on them as well, but I want someone else to use them. So I'm going to donate a pair of pegs to a friend, film him at the skate park or the street bits, get him to grind whatever he wants, and see how they work and see how they last. And before I send them out to you guys, I want to make sure that they can handle shit just like the old versions. Baskett peg V2, take 1. Oh, you found another peg then?
Yeah. I left it in fucking Will's car.
Yeah, I'm not going to show you how to put them on. I just want you to, hopefully they're foolproof. So when I send them to kids, they know how to do it straight away.
So this is a how-to, is it?
Yeah, this is how to. So have you got the back of it? Let's see straight away.
See
yeah.
He's in there.
Washer goes on the inside.
I've got a dodgy wheel there, but...
Like I say, it might need some modifications, but I think it might be alright. I have kind of faith in my engineering skills.
Kind of faith.
Yeah. We'll soon find out. Yeah, it is now. Have I done the washer the right fitness so the peg don't spin? Peg not spinning?
He ain't fucking spinning.
So yeah, we'll see how hard these actually really are. Back in 2007 I made my first set and I gave them to Max Karakides in Burnham. And since then it was like, I better change it up. So 10 years later we were on the V2 version.
Try them out there.
They're probably just snapping out first grind. But that's what it's about, that's why it's a prototype, see? Fucking butter, son. You can just hear the hardness. He wants to be a metalhead again, doesn't he? The V1 versions are 35mm, which is about 1.378, and they're 1.5, which is 38mm. So the actual sounded really good. Nice and noisy. In board shorts.
Not Umbro, man.
No. Nikes. What the f? You. look prettier than plastic black, see? And you're off to Budapest tomorrow.
Budapest.
Sounds very, very nice. That sounded nice. You hit a nice fucking grippy spot.
Like that again.
Oh, the noise, see?
It's not a very good advertisement for me. Oh, fucking hell. I'll leave that there.
Come on, let's flick them upside down, see what we've done so far then. With some crossy ledges. That's not too bad at all, is it? Look at that. At least it stayed like kind of like domed. Hasn't got a flat spot. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hard bastards. Ah, right. So, was it a success or not a success? Bit of both. I'm kind of like at 80%. I think I'm at 100% now. When I gave Jason the pegs, about 80%. I mean, wear-wise, all the grinds that he did, wear-wise, lasted sweet. He did dent it a little bit. And that's what I mean by doing prototypes. You've got to do prototypes to start if you're going to make BMX products. You go out, you test them, you call it your prototype. Anything fails, you go back, you research the issue, you make them sweet. I've got a range of pegs here. Those are a lot thicker than these ones. And I've actually put the recess in these ones, they're a lot thicker. There's a recess at the back, literally where it dented. I mean, all these ones here, a lot thicker. You got the recess right at the back, where the other one's dented, right near the axle location. And as you see, when you want to swap them over, 14mm, 10mm, pop them through. And that's it, there's all the different spaces. That's what they look like obviously when they're coloured up. This is what they look like when they're chromed. And yeah, they're kind of like a sleeve. The little washer sits inside, clamp them to your bike. And yeah, away you go. Bloody sweaty, it is sweaty as hell at the moment. A lot of you that follow my YouTube channel, you're a machinist as well. And I spoke to you about stuff, you've asked about how you make pegs and stuff, because you're planning on doing it as well, which is cool. Making your own BMX products is awesome. Mountain biking as well. I like to keep it basic. I mean, I make pegs, I make spacers, stem spacers, bar ends, all that sort of stuff. Stuff I haven't got to buy anymore. I've not bought a pair of pegs since 2007, except for those plastic ones. And we know how that played out. So yeah, Jason did exactly what I asked him to do. I didn't want to be biased and ride them myself and say, yeah, these pegs are amazing. I wanted to give them to someone else and just said, look, just grind back and forth, I don't care what sort of grind you do, just keep grinding. And he said he didn't want to do anything stupid because he's off to Budapest tomorrow, which is fair enough. And he was in swim shorts, so I didn't want him falling off. And you could hear it, those ledges are not the smoothest ledges. I didn't want him to use the rails. I want him to give him some abuse on the concrete, because that is what most people will use when they get these pegs. Skate parks, concrete, grinding them to death. They gotta last. And yeah, Baskett peg V2s, I think I've now mastered it. I've gone back to the drawing board, I've machined a thicker end where the other one dented. I've made the washer slightly thicker on the recess bit. They just plod inside, 10 and 14 spacers, and yeah, I think these are now the beasts. Baskett V2s, I'm going to try them out again, so bear with me, I'm going to give these another testing in another video. Do some really high airs and land install and stuff, just to make sure they don't dent. Then they're ready to go. And you'll find that is what a lot of companies do. When they call something a prototype, it means it's there to be tested. They will give them out to their sort of team members, all these different companies, when they sort of come up with a new idea, forks, frames, cranks, etc. Once they're tried and tested, then they go out to the market, kind of to us, the customer. So if anyone out there watching this video, you make your own BMX products and stuff, talk to me. I want to communicate with you. I mean, what is it you're making? What is it you're planning? If you're a machinist and you're planning on making pegs, get at me, I'll help you. I'll give you some details on what materials to use and stuff. I'm not a selfish kind of guy. It's kind of like, nope, Baskett pegs a secret, I'm not telling anyone. So yeah, that's enough talk of BMX pegs for now. I'm sick of it. But they are coming on really nicely. I think give it another sort of week and I will perfect those pegs and I'll have a lot ready to go. Got something to show you. In my entire riding life, I have never been sent anything. You know, some people get sent free things from different companies and stuff. I've never been sent anything. I've never been given any free components, bike parts in all the years I've been riding. Some company contacted me recently on Instagram, said they really like my videos and stuff. We want to send you a bag. And funny enough, the bag that they sent me, I've been wanting one for ages. It's from a company called Thrill Seeker. And yeah, okay, it's the American flag. I prefer it was Union Jack, but I'm down with the Americans. And yeah, honestly, I've been wanting one of those bags for ages. It's kind of like the camel backpack. You fill it up with water and a little pipe comes round. Because all the times when I go mountain biking, I forget to bring a drink with me. And sometimes I do like 50-mile runs. By the time I come back, I'm dehydrated. I got a mouth like Gandhi's flip-flop. And yeah, with this bad boy, no dehydration anymore. And I can fit my GoPro and all my other little bits in there. It's a tiny little bag. And when I think about it, this company is on the screen, Thrill Seeker, Instagram. You look at their actual web page, the bags are pretty much made for festivals. It is a festival bag. And I'm thinking to myself, when you go to these festivals, sometimes you've got to hide your drink in sort of brown paper bags. Fill the bag up. You'd be at the front of the stage, rocking away, cider. So yeah, if you like the look of this bag, go on their Instagram, go onto their web page, and they got some really cool designs. And I'm kind of liking the American flag design. Like I say, I prefer it as a Union Jack, but you know, I like the Americans. I'm actually off to America soon in about 2 months. Disneyland. So what better way to try that new bag out, stick it on my back, fill it with water, get on the mountain bike and go over to my track. See if I can do all the lines and stuff, see if I can jump about with it on my back, get comfortable with it. So do you know what year that frame's from? 92. 92?
Oh, not 96, sorry, 96.
Now, so he had about, I think it was like the 2000 edition.
It's
The bottom tube bit was slightly different, but
yeah, the other one. Still got the metal across there.
yeah.
It's got the RockShox 1.1s, first generation.
Holy shit. Now that'd be a beast. So yeah, I only went out over the hills to test out this bag. Filled it with 2 litres. I didn't even know it was there. I was doing all the jumps as usual, didn't even know it was there. I want to get dehydrated, have a little slurp. Met a few friends over there. That guy had a giant. I remember a good friend of mine, Ash Webber, used to have one of those. A World Cup edition. That thing was from 1996. That was retro. And yeah, it started to get a bit dark, so I had to come back. So, end this video on a high. The bag is awesome. Thank you very much, Thrill Seeker. You are legends, and pegs are coming. I need to go out, I need to beat the shit out of these. Make sure that they are perfect before they start going out to customers. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now. And I cannot wait to get that thing out. I mean, I've already rode that, I know what that feels like, but this thing looks unreal. You can see I've actually put a new piece in the bottom to blend it in. To the moon, boys, to the moon.